Let's be honest, the hat game for the ladies is the main attraction for the Detroit Kentucky Derby Day Party. Over the first few years, we've seen beautiful women come to the Derby with very nice hats and outfits, only to be shamed by those who truly understood the assignment. Let's put you up on the hat game with two of the best in the business here locally and nationally.
Derby Hats by Rochelle. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
We're so happy to have you as our official hat sponsor for this year's Kentucky Derby.
Thank you. First of all, the piece that I styled Michelle in today is when I look at a face, I see a grid. Every person has a grid. And a rule of thumb when you're styling yourself is the point to the point to the point so that you create a line. And it also makes you feel thinner, you look thinner, your posture improves, and it makes you look taller. And this is a classic fascinator. And a fascinator is anything that's affixed by a comb, a clip, or a headband. Well, what you're wearing is a fascinator. What I have on is a clip. And a clip is very nice because not everybody, like you said, is someone who, well, I'm not a hat person or I'm not comfortable in a hat or a fascinator. A clip is a nice alternative because you just stick it in like that. It stays in, and it's a millinery clip, so it's superb. Sister to that is the comb. Now, the comb is a rule of thumb. The tongs on your comb should go forward when you put it in. So for example, here is my comb. I'm taking it. You do a push-pull. So you push it in and you pull your hair back and shake it in, and it stays in. A hatinator looks like a hat or wears like a hat, but it has a headband. So if I were to take this off Michelle,
I love that.
She's my model. I'll have her hold it right there. This here is on a headband. And the nice thing about the hatinator is you get the look of a hat, the feel of a hat. Another piece that I've designed, which is a bit larger, this wears like a hat, but it is on a headband. So again, I put it on being mindful of Michelle's lines. For those of you that want a little more, kind of small but yet a little full, this fascinator is just a small base and it's created full with these large quills and how you place the feathers. And a little bit of veiling to keep it classic. So again, you put it here. And if you notice where I place this, okay, Michelle says she's got a few areas that she would like to hide, which she looks perfect, so I don't know what she's talking about. So I put this on her head in the spot that she feels is not her best. Now see where it creates that nice line? See that feather to the rosette, to her nose, to her point. And that is what you look for in your fascinator. See you at the Derby.
As the Detroit Kentucky Derby continues to draw out the most beautiful women from Detroit and throughout the United States who travel to attend our event, we continue to see some of the most creative and innovative hats in the game. That's what makes our city and this Derby event just so special.
Celeste, welcome. I'm so happy to have you as a sponsor for the Detroit Kentucky Derby. It's an honor.
Thank you. I'm honored to be working with you guys.
Thank you. So Celeste, this here that I'm wearing, let me tell you, is absolutely fabulous. I loved it. And I feel as if I'm a queen. I could tell that if I walk into the Derby, I will have a very unique hat. And so your work is beautiful. You're definitely a legend and, a living legend. As a matter of fact, some of your hats been in a couple of movies, am I correct?
Yes. One of my favorites is the first 100 Years of the Laney Sisters. A couple of them here. These are the actual original ones that was in the movie.
Awesome. And you were also in a museum, a very special, unique museum.
Beyond the Smithsonian, what are your ties to the Kentucky Derby?
Oh,
In the Kentucky Derby, Louisville Kentucky Derby, every year they would have a contest. And so I have entered 9 times and I won. This particular hat right here is called Spirit. I did this one year to enter into the Kentucky Derby Louisville contest they have every year at the museum, and they select about 20 hats to go into the museum, and it won. And it was placed in the Kentucky Derby Museum. They keep them on exhibit for a year. This is Erica. She's my famous person who wears a lot of my hats and gets a lot of attention when she goes there. This particular hat, I call it my shell, and it's a kind of a coral color. She's wearing this very large hat that we made last year, and she got a lot of compliments on it. So we're gonna let Erica tell us more about this hat.
Anyway, when I met Celeste, it was just like, oh my God, hats. I love hats. And then later on, meeting the circle and meeting, and finding out that they were having a derby. The Derby and Celeste Couture hats.
This particular hat that Erica's wearing now is called the hanky. Bright colors or whatever color. And the type of this fabric is called cinnamon, which is made from a pineapple fiber, and they weave it. And it's very durable. It's strong. You can roll it. When you wet it, it rolls real good. Now this hat is we call a floppy hat, and it's made out of what we call a horsehair. And on here, I decorated with some type of embroidery type of flowers on the top. This is embroidery that's detailed, and there's hand sewn individually onto the hat. This hat is called the acorn. I use different types of blocks, and sometimes I get different types of shapes. And we use a bow, and we also dyed some gloves to match.
The Derby is so exciting. It's so fun for me. This was the 2018 Derby. It's over here in the background with a matching bag. Also, that's actually my favorite. And also over here is the teal color one from 2017. Like I said, I was so happy to meet the people from the Circle events also, because the combination of Celeste Couture hats and the Detroit Kentucky Derby Day Party was a winning combination.
I'm so excited to participate yet again in the Derby in Detroit. Celeste is going to make my couture hat.
Well, thank you, Celeste, for joining us. We had a fabulous time looking at your hats. And again, if you would like to attend the Detroit Kentucky Derby, which is always the first Saturday in May, and you want to stand out, wear something that's just original, custom made, and just one of a kind, then Celeste Couture